burning my eyes up. All right, how you doing? All right, so you got that?
How y'all doing, family?
Y'all got a minute for the word? Shalom, shalom. All right. So y'all know y'all Israelites.
Yeah, indeed.
All right.
Can't help but be Israelites.
How you doing, brother?
I'm well, yeah.
So, brothers, now you know you gotta keep the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right. So you about to hit me with the phrases?
All right.
What else? No, I don't.
So, hey, we do gotta be honest.
What did you do?
Like, I already know Numbers 15:31. Because we know we ain't justified by the law, but Christ comes back to judge every man according to his work. Christ himself was focused. So, go to 1 Peter 2:21.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 21. For even hereunto were ye called, because Christ also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps,
Right?
who did no sin.
Right, so we should follow Christ's steps. He did no sin. Right? Following his steps would be wearing fringes, because he wore fringes. You know, we know we're not justified by the law, but we can't continue to sin willfully, right? And you know, Hebrews 10:26. We try to find that precept. Christ wore fringes. This is Matthew 9 and verse 20. Just then a woman had suffered for 12 years with constant bleeding, came up behind him. She touched the fringe of his robe. All right, so that's Matthew 9:20 in the NLT. So Christ, Peter, yeah. Peter said we should follow after Christ's footsteps, right? Christ wore fringes. You know, even the KJV says the same thing when you go into the Hebrew for garment, but I mean the Greek. All right, so, and we know that wearing fringes is in the law, and sin is the transgression of the law. We don't want to willfully be in sin out here, right?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
All right, so go to Leviticus 19:15. So, us showing love, we don't want to. The law tells us not to suffer sin upon us. Right? You know, when we see a brother like even doing something as little as not wearing fringes, well, it may be little in our eyes, but it's not little in the Most High God's eyes. Right? He told us to wear fringes, so that's what we got to do. Right? Because even Christ in Matthew the 5th chapter says, go to Matthew the 5th chapter. I don't want to rush the past for it.
This is the book This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
Right, one of these least commandments, because a lot of our people need to hear the truth. Like, I know some brothers don't agree with wearing fringes because they say we're in captivity, you gotta be smart, but what did the Lord say, right? The Lord said you gotta wear fringes, so that's what you gotta do. Right, agree?
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
Right, so, you know, if you want to be called great, you got to put on your fringes and teach other brothers and sisters, you know, that they got to be wearing fringes. Go back to Matthew 5, jump up to 15, because you got to let your light shine upon men, right? Because you know you got a brother now in the truth, right? He may come up to you and be like, hey, what's that about? Right, and you can start breaking down to him, right, the Most High God, the God of Israel, right, that look like you and me. He told us we got to wear fringes, right, you know, to remind us of the commandments.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 5, verse 15. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house.
All right, so you wouldn't if you had a candle, you wouldn't just be in your house keeping it for yourself, right?
Right.
Say if you had kids, you would want the kids to get the light too, right? So that's the same thing with this truth, right? So if you know that you gotta wear fringes, and you should be showing it to your brothers and other Israelites that's not in the faith, right?
Right.
Maybe they may come up with questions and they could get lowered in the truth, right? That they're Israelites.
Let your light so shine before men,
Right.
that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven.
Right, exactly what I said, right? So when a brother see your fringes, he may get questionable about it, you know, and maybe he might start keeping the commandments. Maybe he might start having faith in who the world calls Jesus Christ, right? In the Most High God.
So,
Right, so
okay.
you can say what you want to say.
Well, this is my thing. I don't disagree. I have garments with fringes on them as well. I just don't have everything with fringes on.
Yeah, me
You know what I'm
too.
saying? So I guess this is my thing, right? Like understanding who we are as a people, knowing that we're the Israelites, knowing that our history's been taken from us, right? Knowing all of those things. Like getting back to understanding the customs and the cultures that were taken from us and embracing the lifestyle that we're supposed to live. You know what I'm saying? So just being righteous, doing what we know we're supposed to do, loving each other, honoring our family, you know what I'm saying? And teaching our kids the right ways. Those are the things that I focus the most on. Not so much as making sure that I got every garment and fringes.
Yeah, it's not about that. Like, 'cause, for example, you got ZZs,
My
right?
son made me
I
several
don't,
things.
yeah,
So,
because I don't have too much garments or fringes, but I got these ZZs that I can put on like all my pairs of pants, so it's really not an excuse.
Yeah,
Right?
I
Go to
got
Deuteronomy 22 and 16. Because you had the Numbers 15:38 fringes like this, and then you had the reiteration in Deuteronomy about the ZZs, right?
Okay.
So it could be easier for some of us, to keep the law.
Gotcha.
Deuteronomy 22 and verse 12. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 12. Thou shalt make thee fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture.
Right, so when you go into the Hebrew, for the word fringes is the word tassel, right, which would be leaves, right? Because I know it may be hard to afford, getting fringes on every
It's not.
garment.
It ain't hard to afford.
Yeah.
With all this other stuff.
Right.
Fringes cost less than the meal going out to eat.
Yeah,
So,
right.
it's
So it
not
really
about
don't got nothing to
excuses.
do with money.
No,
Money.
It doesn't. It doesn't. This is I'm not saying you're wrong at all. Because at the end of the day, we are supposed to keep every letter of the law. For sure. You know what I mean? Simply saying, this is where and how I understand what my mind, based on what the Ruach HaKodesh is showing me. Which is simply our people, you know what I'm saying? If you got people drowning, you ain't gonna walk up to them and tell them get some fringes. You know what I'm saying? There's people drowning out here in these streets. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So for me, message well received. I appreciate that. What I'm gonna say though is a lot of times I see my brothers teaching them all in the streets. Like, bro, people really suffering and dealing with some major stuff. So hit them with the major stuff. Feed them with where they at. The things
Yeah,
that they're
but
really dealing with.
We got to, of course, if we seen a brother off his mind, we're not going to immediately tell him where your fringes at, brother. But you know the truth already. So, we're pretty sure you know about all the laws. The average brother that may be drowning, he don't know about the laws, statutes, and commandments. Right? So we want to immediately get him with fringes. Go to 2 Peter 2 and 21. Of course, we see that brother drowning, we're going to save the brother. Because the scriptures tell you not be righteous over much. Right? So if I see a brother drowning and I go up to him, where your fringes at, brother? I'm not about to save you because you're drowning. That'd be going off because I'd be being righteous over much.
No, I got you. I'm just saying, like, as far as my message, you know what I'm saying? When I talk to people about it, when I talk to my friends, when I talk to co-workers, you know what I'm saying? When I talk to young folk, you know what I'm saying? I come at them with stuff that I know that they're dealing with. Because I understand that if you have the mind to, for one, love your Lord, if you have the mind and learn how to love your brother, you learn how to honor your father and your mother, you begin to follow in line with Yahuwah's commandments, and then those other things you begin to grab on. But I just hit them with the things that I know that they're struggling with based on the culture that we live in. So no, I receive what you're saying, and you're right. It could have been easy for me to put my ZCs on and come out here today. So I received that correction.
Because I just want to read this last verse. And all praises, right? You receive it. Because this is very important. It's Matthew 7 and 22 in the NLT. on Judgment Day, right? So we agree Judgment Day, that's it, right? So on Judgment Day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesy in your name and cast out demons in your name and perform many miracles in your name. Verse 23, but I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who break God's laws. So we know that wearing fringes is a law. So, we don't want to be found on Judgment Day. Christ saying, get away from me, you who break God's laws. Especially something that's so simple as wearing fringes, right?
That easy.
Right, so all praise.
All praise to the Most High. All praise. Hallelujah.
Yeah,
Y'all brothers out here doing the righteous work.
We appreciate
How old are
it.
y'all, man? If you don't mind me asking.
22, he's 24.
Hallelujah, man. I remember when I first started seeing camps on television, and I would just be like, man, I remember what I was doing at that age. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all to be doing this, all praises to the Most High. You know he's doing the mighty work, man.
Yeah, we ain't the brothers that say we without sin. All of us gonna fall short.
For sure.
But we just out here to save our people at the end of the day.
Hallelujah. Y'all got a school that y'all teach at?
We don't have a school, right now. But we are in a camp. Our brothers in Chicago, the leaders of our camp. Angels of Yahweh. Right, our channel is the Angels of Yahweh, South Carolina.
Yeah.
But they Angels of Yahweh, that's just it. Right, but they in Chicago though. Right, so all praise. Lord
Listen,
willing.
man, y'all got a number?
Yeah, I got a number. It's on my phone.
Put it, you know it? You know about heart? Just put it in here. We'll call yourself.
You get yours. Just give it yours, man.
Working on us having a place to come to be able to bring out people and teach them, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's like okay. Lord, right here today.
Hallelujah.
All right. All praises. You have a good one, bro.
Y'all too.
All right, go back. Where we at? Oh yeah, we were talking about the judgment of America. All right. Judgment of America. Revelation 18. All right, pretty safe. All right, that's it. Okay. Who is that? Revelation 18. Oh,
This is the book of Revelations chapter 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Right, so, hey, that was like through the Most High God.
Very humble.
That the Most High brought that brother right here, hey, because it may be wearing fringes to a lot of brothers ain't a big deal, but at the end of the day, the Lord said to do it throughout the generation. So that means forever, So, hey, we got to be wearing fringes. There's really no, go to Tobit, I think it's the first chapter. You had Tobit keeping the laws in captivity. Right? that brothers is in the truth. We're just help us identify each other. That was a humble brother. Got one.
This is the book of Tobit, chapter 1, verse 1. The book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobiah. The son of Emmanuel, the son of Adil.
You got a minute for the word, sister? You got a minute for the word?
The son of Gabriel, of the seed of Asel.
You should jump first.
Verse 2. Who in the time of Anamisar, king of the Assyrians, was led captive out of Thisbe, which is at the right hand of that city, which is called properly Naphtali, and Galilee, above Assur. I, Tobit, have walked all the days of my life in the way of the truth and justice, and I did many alms deeds to my brethren, and my nation who came with me to Nineveh, and to the land of the Assyrians.
All right, so you had Tobit, you know, while he was captive to the Assyrians, he was keeping the law. He said he walked in the truth. What's the truth? Go to Psalms 119, 142. We know that the truth is Yahweh Shai, and the truth is also law, statutes, and commandments. Yahweh Shai wasn't around at this time. Right? So the truth he was talking about was the law, statutes, and commandments.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Right, so when Tobit said he was walking in the truth, he was talking about the commandments. So he was keeping the commandments in captivity to the Assyrians, you know. So even though we know we're in captivity to so-called white man, Babylon, but hey, we still gotta keep the commandments to the best of our capability. Right? And we're not claiming to be sinless. You know we're not justified by the law. Right? Brother, you got a minute for the word, brother? Brother, you got a minute for the word? You got a minute for the word?
Come talk to us, brother.
God hear from you.
All right, so how you doing, brother?
Yeah, you know.
You ever heard that you was an Israelite according to the Bible? You did?
Yeah.
All right, so, you know, you heard about it. How you feel about it? All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28. You know, because we without a doubt would be the Israelites according to the Bible, and it's something that's required of us as the Israelites. Because America, I don't know if you've been paying attention to what's going on, but America's about to get destroyed by thermonuclear fire, according to the Bible. And how we know that? Because the things that's going on in the earth right now, you know. And as an Israelite, you shouldn't want to know. Go to 2nd Ezra. So like I know I told you, go to 2nd Ezra 16:17. And if you want to get saved out of that destruction that's coming, as an Israelite, we got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Before America gets destroyed.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye my beloved, saith the Lord.
Right.
Behold, the days of trouble are at hand.
Right? The days of trouble, talking about Jacob's trouble, right? We about to enter into Jacob's trouble,
But I will deliver you from the same.
right? But the Lord's going to deliver us. Now, is he talking about just any old Israelite, right?
Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for God is your God.
Right?
and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord God.
Right, so the Lord is the God of them that keep the commandments and the precepts, right? Who is the commandments given to? Go to Psalm 147:19. Right, the commandments wasn't given to everybody. It was only given to one particular nation, you know, and you would be that nation. That means the Lord requires something of you, right, that he doesn't require from everybody. Psalms 147:19.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
All right, so he showed his commandments to Israel. Who's Israel? You said everyone?
I can't remember.
Okay, we're Israel, brother. You know, so the Lord showed his statutes to the people on his son, right?
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He had what?
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
All right, so the Lord has showed his commandments to nobody else other than the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the true biblical Israelites. Right? Read.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them.
Right, so the other nations didn't know the Lord's judgment because they wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandments. Only we was, right? And we didn't fully abide by the commandments, right? That's why we're in this position that's why we're in this position that we're in today, right? Because go to Deuteronomy 20:15. You had Moses talking to the Israelites, right? After delivering them from Egypt under the hand of the Egyptians and Pharaoh, right? So Moses is telling the Israelites that if we didn't listen, curses was going to come upon us, right? And we'll be destroyed until Christ come back, right? Deuteronomy 28:15.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments
Paying attention, bro.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so the Lord said if we didn't listen to the commandments, that curses was going to come upon us and overtake us. Now, a curse is a bad thing, right? Nobody wants to be cursed, right? Now, jump to verse 16. We're going to show you the curse,
Verse 16,
proving that we are the Israelites.
cursed shall thou be in the city.
Right, so who's cursed in every major city you go to? Damn, gang banging, living on Section 8, welfare, you know, getting killed by the police, selling drugs to each other, right? Read on.
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
And what?
And cursed shall thou be in the field.
Right, so the Lord said we're cursed in the field. Who is cursed in the field? Right, in the what? The cotton field, right? Right, down to verse 48.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies,
Right, therefore shall thou serve thy enemies.
which the Lord
What's your
shall...
nationality, brother? What's your nationality? You don't know your nationality? Are you a so-called Hispanic?
No.
Well, you got a lot of Americans. We'd be considered American. The Caucasian would be considered American. That's just a citizenship, right? You know, but it's different varying types of Americans. Like you got African American, you got a white American, you got Hispanic Americans, right? So what would be your nationality?
White American.
White American. What about your father?
White American.
Okay, so let's get down to the place.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send thee against thee. Which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
Right, so the Lord said we have to serve our enemies. Who did we have to serve? The white man, right? Start from the top.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness,
Right?
and in want of all things.
Right, so the Lord said we have to serve our enemies in hunger, meaning when you want something to eat, you got to go to their store, their restaurant, and in thirst, when you want something to drink, you got to go to their store to get something to drink. And in one of all things, even if you want to leave the country, you got to do what? You got to get a passport, right? So in one of all things, where you going?
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck, right? Who had a yoke of iron put on their neck? Right, us, so we got to be the what? So we have to be the what? The Israelites, right? You know, what would be your father's nationality? So-called African American, right? So you would be an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, right? Same tribe that Christ was from. Hebrews 7 and 14. Right, so, hey, you get the point, brother. We the Israelites, we gotta come back to the commandment, or we will be destroyed here in America with our enemies. Right?
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7 and verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
Right, so who the world calls Jesus Christ's true name, Yahushua. Right, you say Yahushua. Because, right, Yahushua. The letter J wasn't invented until 1524. Right, so his name in the Hebrew would be Yahushua, not Jesus. Right, so the Lord sprang out of Judah. Go to Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Right? We want to get you some commandments. Because the Lord's coming back to judge every man according to his what? His works, right?
Come. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him,
Right?
and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Right? So what?
To keep the commandments of the Lord.
Right? So to love the Most High, right? Just like you read in the New Testament, 1 John 5 and 3, is to keep the commandments of the Lord. So it's more than just knowing you are Israelite. You got to start applying it to your life, right? Or you will be destroyed here in America when Russia send them nukes over here, right? Right, so let's get you some commandments. Let's get, I see you already got the mighty beard going, right? So all praise, because that's the commandments. You're not supposed to be cutting off beard, right? Let's get Leviticus 11 and 7. Because this is the most important information you're going to hear, right? Nothing else matters in this world, right? You know?
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 11, verse 7. And the swan.
And the what?
And the swan.
What swan, brother? Pig, right? So you eat swan? All praise. Jump down to verse, the next verse.
Done. Verse 9. He shall ye eat of all that are in the waters. Whatsoever have fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers, them shall ye eat.
Right, so do you eat shrimp, crab, and lobster? You eat any of those things?
Nah, I'm more fish.
Right, so if we did eat it, we got to repent from that, right? You know? But the Lord said we can only eat things with shrimp, things with fins and scales. If it don't have fins and scales in the ocean, you can't eat it, right? More than that?
And all that have not fins and scales in the seas, and in the rivers of all that move in the waters, and of any living thing which is in the waters, they shall be an abomination unto you.
Right, they shall be an abomination unto you. Go to Isaiah 66. And the Lord is coming back to kill anybody eating abominations. Right, so you don't want to be caught out there with damn seafood for you, right? Because the Lord ain't no damn soft man. Right, he's a man of war. That's Exodus 15:3. So if the Lord come back and see any of our people eating damn pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, they will be put to death. Isaiah 66.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury.
To render his what?
To render his anger with fury.
Right, so the Lord is angry right now. He's not this damn soft, feminine, damn white man. Right? He's not this guy. Dude.
And his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
Right, so the Lord is coming back to kill and destroy. Read.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Right, read.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh.
Eating what?
Eating swine's flesh.
And what else?
And the abomination.
And the what?
And the abomination.
What's some of the abominations we just listed? What's some of the abominations we just listed? Right, that's an abomination. So we can't eat that no more unless we want to get put to death by the Lord, right? Read Read on.
And the mouse
And the mouse.
shall
That's another abomination.
shall be consumed together, saith the Lord.
Shall be consumed together. Let's go to Numbers 15:38. All right, so we got the dietary law. You know, we got what we can't. What we can.
This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
All right, who's the children of Israel? Who's the Israelites?
Yes.
Us. Right? Gotta make sure you all paying attention.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments
Right?
throughout their generations.
So you see this right here, and these are fringes, right? Read on.
And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue.
Ribbon of blue, right? But in Deuteronomy 22 and what was that, verse 12, you got a reiteration of the law, right? And they give you more options. You can also wear tassels, fringes like this, right?
That was okay.
And it shall be unto you for a fringe.
Right? Because it's not just for fashion, right? We don't have these on to look good. We got these on because the Lord said to wear them. And it serves a special purpose, really.
That ye may look upon it
Right?
and remember all the commandments of the Lord.
Right? So it's supposed to be so you can look at it and remember the commandments, right? So you got the fringes on, somebody offer you a damn seafood boil, you look down at your fringes, you tell them, no, I can't eat that, I'm an Israelite, right? That's what you tell them, really.
That ye may remember and do all my commandments. That ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them.
And what?
And do them.
All right, so go to 2 Peter 2:21. So now that you know the truth, brother, you know, the Lord gonna hold you more accountable than he would somebody who didn't know the truth. You know, so you won't have no excuse, right, when the Lord returns. You know, 2 Peter 2:21.
It's the book of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 21. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
Right, because you know the way of righteousness, right? Keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and having faith in who the world calls Jesus Christ. What's his true name? Yahweh Shah. And the Father's name is Yahweh. Like you say Yahweh,
Yahweh.
right? Which means he exists. Yahweh Shah means he's the deliverer, right? He's going to save us out of this captivity. You had many captivities that the Israelites went into. You had the Egyptian captivity, you had the Assyrian, the Babylonian, the Medo-Persian, the Greek, the Roman. Now you got the American captivity, right? And this is our final captivity. And then the Israelites is going to rule on the earth forever. Read.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
All right, so now that you know the way of righteousness, the Lord going to hold you more accountable than he will hold the average Joe, right? The average Israelite that may not know that he's an Israelite, right? You know, so I want to ask you, who is that?
It's supposed to be Jesus.
Right, it's supposed to be Jesus, but is that how he looks? You know how he's described in the Bible? Right, go to Revelation. Everybody read.
This is the book of Revelations chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool,
Right, he had white woolly hair. Read.
as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
Right,
And his feet like unto fine brass,
right.
as if they burned in a furnace.
All right, so what color is brass? Brown, but he was so dark it looked like he burned in a furnace. So Christ, he would look like us, right? From the tribe of Judah, just like, you know, he's not this effeminate white man, right? You know, Christ was a lion from the tribe of Judah, right? He was a mighty man. And the Father, he looks like us too. Go to Daniel 7 and 9.
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
Who's the Ancient of Days? That's another term for the Most High God, right? So this is going into the Father, right?
Whose garment was white as snow.
Right, so the Father had a white garment on. So he's not just a damn puff cloud of smoke. He got an actual body.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool. So even the Father has woolly hair. Who has woolly hair today? Us, right? You know, so even the Most High God and his son would be a so-called black man, right? But we've been lied to. We got fed this image in slavery and told that Jesus is God and he is a so-called white man, right? They gave us the Trinity, so on and so forth. So now we think God is a so-called white man, right? Go to Revelation 4 and 2. All right. So, hey, brother, you need to start getting out here with us, right? You got to put in the work, you know. It's more than you got. Now that you know the truth, you got to feed the sheep, right? You got to wake up your people.
This is the book of Revelation chapter 4 verse 2. And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne.
Right?
And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone.
Right, so Jasper and the sardine stone is what color? They're both brown, right? So the Most High God, he has woolly hair and he's brown just like us. So there you have the Father and the Son, right, that looks like us, right? You know, because we had chosen people to Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Right, because everybody's not equal, you know. You think everybody's equal? Right. You know, but that's what the damn white man told us. But when that declaration was made, we were still in slavery. That right of everybody being equal. You know, so that tells you America is just full of lies. Right? I believe that was made in the 1700s. We was in the damn cotton fields at that time. All right, so read that.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee.
All right, so the Lord chosen you to be what?
To be a special people unto himself.
All right,
Above all people.
equal to.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
All right, so the Lord said you are above every other nation that's upon the face of the earth. So it's something that's required of us as Israelites, especially knowing the truth. Go to Romans 12 and verse 1. We got to make our bodies a living sacrifice and come out here and wake up the sheep.
This is the book of Romans chapter 12 verse 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice,
Right?
holy,
We got to present our bodies as a living sacrifice. Go to Luke 14:23. So you got to start coming out here to wake up the sheep, right? You know you're an Israelite. You know, you got to learn more. You got to look into the information, right? You be on YouTube, right? So we get to our YouTube channel and other brothers' YouTube, and you got to learn more. Start putting the work in.
This is St. Luke chapter 14 verse 23. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
Right, so we got to go into the highways and byways to wake up the lost sheep. Go to Isaiah 49, right? So they can come into the marriage, right? Because you got 2/3 of the Israelites that's going to be destroyed here in America. You don't want to be a part of that, do you? Sure. Right, so we don't want to be a part of that. You know, so we got to put in the work. We got to do what the Lord said. He said going to the highways and byways to wake up
singled
lost
out.
sheep. So that's what we got to do. Right?
Isaiah 49, verse 6. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 49 verse 6. And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
Right, so you got to be the Lord's servant to wake up and raise up the tribes of Jacob. Right? Who's the tribes of Jacob? That's the Spanish and Native Americans. Right?
and to restore the preserved of Israel.
All right, we got to restore the reserve to Israel. Read.
I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles,
All right.
that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
All right, so we got to wake up the lost sheep, you know. You got brothers and sisters, right? So you tell them that they're Israelites, right? You know, their father, y'all got the same father, right? You tell them they're Israelite, you know, but that's very important. We got to know who we are in these last days. Because how much gates is there to the kingdom of heaven? One? Yeah, it's more than one. Revelation 21:12. Right? Let's see how much gates there is to the kingdom of heaven.
It's the book of Revelations, chapter 21 and verse 12. And had a wall great and high,
Right?
and had 12 gates.
And how many gates?
And had 12 gates.
Right? Read.
And at the gates 12 angels.
Right, so you got 12 angels guarding the gates, making sure the heathens don't get in, right?
And names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right, so the 12 gates have the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So it's very important to know if you're an Israelite or not, right? You know, and you got to wake up your family members, right? We know it's not meant for everybody to get it, but there's only a certain remnant that's going to be saved. But go to Ezekiel 3 and 18. You gotta get the blood off your hands, right? And that's why we come out here every week to get the blood off our hands.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked of his wicked way,
Right.
to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Right, so you got all the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that may not know they're Israelites, but the Lord told us to, warn them of their wicked ways, let them know that they're Israelites. They got to come back to the family, right? Read.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, so if you don't do that, read that again.
But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, so if you don't warn them, tell them they're Israelite, the Lord going to require their blood at your hand, right? So that's why it's very important to start keeping the commandments, doing the work of the Lord, right? We're going to let you live on this. And we want to get you our YouTube so you can learn more. Right? Go to Ecclesiastes 12 and 13.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
And what?
And keep his commandments.
And keep the commandments, right? We was commanded to do what? Wear fringes, not eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, to wake up the lost sheep, right? To not cut our beards, right? Let's get one more commandment. Leviticus 19:16.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment.
17.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
All right, so that's another thing we're not supposed to do. We're not supposed to hate our brother in our heart. You don't hate a brother, do you? All right, so that's good. Right?
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him.
All right, so that's literally a sin, hating your brother in your heart. Because that's a lot of our people, you got the YNs, right? They're spinning on blocks, killing each other, right? So, they going off the cell, like, you ain't supposed to be doing that. You supposed to, but that's one of the curses of Deuteronomy 28. You got to love your neighbor as thyself, not be a damn YN. And by doing that, by loving your neighbor, you got to do what? Go to 1 John 5 and 2. By loving your neighbor, how do you love your neighbor? Just by saying it? By doing what? Right? How you show it? Respect. What if respect to me is catching a body? Because you got a lot of Jakes, Israelites, that you get respect out of this brother by go killing another brother, right? So all of us may have our own different opinions on respect, what respect is. This is how the Most High said we love your neighbor. Read that.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5, verse 2.
Uh-huh.
By this we know that we love the children of God, when we love God and keep his commandments.
Right, so that's how you show you love your brother, how you show you love your neighbor, is by keeping the commandments. What are some of the commandments that we read you today? Right. Right, what else?
Well, just keep in mind, brother, you can't eat seafood.
Yes, you eat seafood. If it doesn't have fins and scales, you can't eat. Like shrimp, crab, and lobster. Alright? But what's some other commandments that you? It's two more. The one we just read you and there's another one. Right. Love your brother, love your neighbor as yourself. Alright, one more. Hey, that's a good answer. Right? Number 1538. We're going to read it again. And we're going to let you go. We want you to tune into the YouTube, because this is life or death. You see all the things going on in the world, right?
It's just a major
Earthquake that killed 144 people. And that's spiritual, because it's going to be 144 elect Israelite men that get saved from Babylon. Where's Babylon? That's America, right?
It's the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel,
Right?
and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
Alright, so that was the commandment that you was in, right? So you gotta go home, get you a shirt with the fringes on it, right?
Or you can get you some.
Yeah, some zits. Right? Zits you can put on any pair of pants, so it's easy, right? But what verse? Yeah, what was we talking about? I was gonna bring up precept for that. Not 144,000. It was something like that. Damn. Let's go back. Go to Revelation 14. Because you want to be a part of that elect. You don't want to be a part of that 2/3 that get destroyed here in America.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter
Oh, that's what I
14,
wanted.
verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song, but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth.
Right? You want to be a part of that, don't you? You want to be a part of the 144,000 that get saved from the thermonuclear missiles that's prophesied to destroy America in the Bible. Right? We're just going into that before you walk up. The missiles that's going to destroy America. Right? That's why I want to go to Matthew 24. Because the Lord, Yahweh Shah, he's getting ready to come back. You know, how do we know? Because the signs he told the disciples, you know, that happened before he would come back. 24. I promise this is the last one. Then we're gonna get this one.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. Tell us, when shall these things be, and when shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
Versus you live in the end of the world right now. Right? How do we know that? Jump down.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
You shall hear wars and rumors of wars. You got Russia versus Ukraine. You got Israel versus Hamas and Gaza. You got the U.S. versus Yemen. The U.S. is about to attack Iran's nuclear facility. China about to invade Taiwan. Right? So wars and rumors of wars, and what else?
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Read.
For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
That's exactly what's going on right now. Read.
And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes.
And what?
And earthquakes.
You just had an earthquake yesterday that killed 144 people. 7.7 magnitude earthquake. Right? Read.
And earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
Right? It's the beginning of sorrows because it's going to get way worse. Jump to verse 21.
Verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation.
Right? So it's going to be a great tribulation that's going to happen very soon. Right? Read.
Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time.
Right? So it's going to be the worst time in history. You want to be saved out of that, you got to start keeping the commandments and come out here and wake up your people. Right? Because Christ coming back to judge every man according to his works. You know, you coming out every week, that's putting forth efforts to build your works up, right? So you got a YouTube, you don't, you got a phone on you, right? So you should download YouTube, bro, so you can look into the information, right? So our YouTube, Angels of Yahweh.
If you can remember, on YouTube, type in Angels of Yahweh.
You got notes, right? I know you got to have notes.
It's all hell from the great reach in America, brother. That's why we're coming out here to wake our people up.
Right. Yahweh, who's Yahweh? Nah, that's Yahweh Shah. Yahweh is the Father, the Most High God. Angels of Yahweh. Y A W A H of South Carolina. You can just put SC and then it'll pop up on YouTube. If it don't pop up, just remember to put South Carolina. All right, and then we also got an account in Chicago. It's just Angels of Yahweh. Right, so what's your name? Daniel. Oh, so that's mighty good. You got we were reading the book of Daniel. Right, you know, that's one of the major prophets. That's Daniel. You know, so with a name like that, you gotta put in the work. You know. All right, but hey, we're gonna leave you with that. Dude. Look into the information. What's your nationality? Before you go.
Israelite.
Israelite from what tribe? You said it. Right, all praise, all praise. You have a good one. Just look into the information, brother. All right, well. And today is the Sabbath too, so no buying and selling. We forgot to tell you that.
What?
Today is the Sabbath, so it's no buying and selling today. All right, so just remember that. That's all praise, man. So that's what we come out here for. You don't come out here to argue with Esau all day. Argue with the damn Moabites. You know, we don't come out here for that. All right, but yeah, with that, we're gonna say, call the law. How about you, Shai? Call Yashua.
Come, Yashua.